What if the Force itself was quietly shaping Anakin Skywalker not to uphold balance, but to pull him toward something darker? Let's explore that idea, not as a fall from grace, but as a path that may have been laid out for him from the very beginning. The vision doesn't come gently. It crashes into Anakin's mind sudden, overwhelming. He's standing in silence, surrounded by Bodhis, Jedi Masters, the Council, all gone by his hand. His lightsaber burns red in the darkness, and somehow it feels right, not evil, not wrong, just inevitable. Then the scene shifts. He sees himself ruling, but not as a tyrant, as a savior. His mother is alive, free. A woman stands beside him, radiant and safe. Their children laugh in a galaxy, finally at peace. Everything he ever wanted, made possible by embracing the very power the Jedi fear. And beneath it all, a whisper. This is who you're meant to be. The real chosen one. Anakin jolts awake. He's just a 9-year-old boy again, back on Tatooine, a slave. His hands tremble over broken machinery, but his heart is racing for a different reason. That wasn't a dream, it was too vivid, too precise. The Force feels alive, not distant or abstract, but present, watching him, guiding him. For the first time in his life, Anakin feels seen, understood, and somewhere in the distance, Qui-Gon Jinn approaches Watto's shop, unaware that the Force has already begun its work. Years pass, but the feeling never leaves. Inside the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, Anakin sits among other Padawans in meditation. Around him, everything is calm, peaceful, but not for him, where others find silence. Anakin hears something else whispers, persistent, familiar. You're stronger than them. They fear you. When Yoda instructs them to let go of emotion, Anakin tries. He really does, but every time he clears his mind, the Force fills it again, this time with images. His mother, still suffering, the Jedi Council, sitting in endless debate while people suffer across the galaxy, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, kind, but always just a little disappointed. The frustration builds, the injustice burns, and the Force doesn't calm him. Feeds it. In training, Anakin excels. He's faster, sharper, stronger than anyone else. But every victory feels hollow after a particularly aggressive duel. Mace Windu warns him, his power lacks control, dangerous. He calls it, that word lingers. Because deep down, Anakin feels something else entirely, that his power isn't dangerous because it's uncontrolled, but because it could surpass them all. And maybe that's what truly frightens them. On Ilum, where Jedi gather their kyber crystals, Anakin experiences something different, a vision unlike anything before. He sees himself ending the Clone Wars, not through negotiation, but through undeniable authority. He sees slaves freed, systems restored, and his mother smiling in peace. He sees Padme Amidala by his side, safe, loved, alive, everything he's ever feared losing, secured. And in that moment, the Force doesn't feel divided into light or dark. It feels whole, unlimited. This is what you could be. Then come the Clone Wars. Battle after battle, Anakin leads from the front. His connection to the Force makes him unstoppable, but it also makes everything more intense. He feels every death, every loss, and slowly, the Force begins offering him something else, not peace, but certainty. During one mission, enemy droids surrender. His orders are clear, take them prisoner, but the Force shows him a different outcome, a trap. His men dying because he hesitated, so he acts no hesitation, no mercy. And when it's over, he doesn't feel guilt, he feels justified even. Approved on worlds like Ryloth and Umbara, that pattern continues. The Force presents him with two paths, the Jedi restrained, or another path faster, harsher, but effective. And each time, the second path saves lives. His men survive, the mission succeeds. But the line between protection and control begins to blur. By now, Anakin isn't just following the Force, he's trusting it completely, because it keeps proving him right. It shows him what others can't see. It gives him the power to act when others hesitate. It rewards his choices with results, and slowly, almost invisibly, it isolates him, drawn from the Council, from Obi-Wan, from everything that once grounded him. So, what if this was never just about temptation? What if the Force itself, this vast, mysterious energy, was guiding Anakin all along? Not away from the light, but toward a different kind of balance. Not the Jedi's version, but its own. Because if the Force truly seeks balance, then maybe it needed both sides, and maybe Anakin wasn't meant to resist the darkness. Maybe he was meant to embrace it, not as a failure, but as a necessary part of something far bigger, because this is how it begins, not with a fall, but with a vision, a promise, a destiny. That feels too real to ignore. In the Jedi Temple Council chambers, Obi-Wan stands before the assembled Masters. His face is lined with worry. Masters, I must speak about Anakin. His methods in the field have become increasingly concerning. Mace Windu leans forward, concerning how he executes prisoners rather than taking them captive. He uses powers that border on the dark side. Force lightning on Imbra, aggressive interrogation techniques. His clone troopers speak of him with reverence that borders on worship. This is not the Jedi way, and yet his success rate is unmatched, Ki-Adi-Mundi observes. The 501st has the lowest casualty rate of any legion. The worlds he liberates stay liberated. He wins. Perhaps we should not question methods that achieve results, especially in war. The war is temporary, Obi-Wan argues. What we become during it is permanent. Anakin is changing. He claims the Force is guiding him, showing him visions of what will happen if he shows mercy or hesitation. He's convinced that his aggressive tactics are the only way forward. Troubling this is, Yoda says, his eyes closed in contemplation. But stress from war, it could be, or improper training as a youngling. Sense true darkness in him, I do not. Perhaps meditation and reflection young Skywalker needs. Maybe assign him to a diplomatic mission. Let him remember there are solutions beyond violence, Plo Koon suggests. We could send him to negotiate with the neutral systems. That might be wise, Mace agrees. Let him see that the Jedi path is about more than combat. The Council's decision reaches Anakin through Obi-Wan. They think his connection to the Force is flawed, that he's broken, that his visions are stress or inadequate training, not genuine guidance. The Force responds immediately, filling his mind with new visions. He sees the Council chambers, the Masters rising from their seats, lightsabers igniting, Mace Windu declaring him too dangerous to live, Yoda sadly agreeing. Obi-Wan forced to choose between his Padawan and his order. They will betray you, the Force whispers. They fear what you're becoming because they're too weak to become it themselves. They will call you Sith, call you fallen, and then they will try to kill you before you can reach your full potential. The vision plants itself deep in Anakin's mind like a seed of paranoia. He begins to watch the Council more carefully, sees suspicion in their eyes. Here's the unspoken judgments. The isolation grows, then comes the mission to Tatooine. Anakin wakes in his quarters aboard the Resolute in the middle of the night, drenched in cold sweat. The Force grips his mind with iron certainty, more powerful than any vision before. His mother? She's dying. Right now, he can feel her pain across the galaxy, a beacon of suffering that the Force forces him to witness. He sees her in a Tusken camp, beaten and broken, her breathing shallow. He has hours at most, maybe less. He dresses quickly and runs to the hangar. Obi-Wan intercepts him in the corridor. Anakin, where are you going? We have a briefing in 2 hours. My mother, she's in danger. I have to go to Tatooine. What? Anakin, we're in the middle of a campaign. You can't just leave because of a feeling. It's not a feeling, it's the Force. She's dying right now and I'm the only one who can save her. I have to go. Anakin, I understand you're concerned, but leaving your post during wartime is desertion. Let me contact the Council. We'll send someone to check on her. There's no time. Every second we waste is a second closer to her death. Don't you understand? Obi-Wan moves to block the hangar entrance. Then we do this properly. Through the Council, through proper channels. Master, please, get out of my way. I can't do that, Anakin. Not like this. For a moment, their eyes lock. Master and student. Brothers in all but blood. Then Anakin's hand rises and Obi-Wan flies backward. Pushed by the Force, he crashes into the wall, hard enough to dent the metal. By the time he recovers, Anakin is already in a ship, engines igniting. Obi-Wan activates his comm. This is Kenobi. Skywalker has gone rogue. He's heading to Tatooine. Do not engage. I repeat, do not engage. I'll handle this personally. But Anakin is already jumping to hyperspace. The desert of Tatooine looks exactly as he remembers. Harsh, unforgiving, beautiful in its desolation. Anakin lands near the moisture farm where his mother went to live after Watto freed her. He doesn't bother with subtlety. He leaps from the ship while it's still landing and runs toward the homestead. Klieg Lars sits on the porch, his legs gone, replaced with crude prosthetics. The old moisture farmer looks up in surprise as a Jedi in battle-worn robes sprints toward him. "You're Shmi's boy, Anakin. Where is she? I need to see her now." "Son, I don't know how to tell you this. She was taken about a month ago by Tuskens. We tried to get her back. I lost my legs in the attempt, and 29 others died. I'm sorry, there was nothing more we could do." Anakin's world tilts. A month. She's been suffering for a month while he meditated in the temple, while he fought battles on distant worlds. The Force shows him every moment of her captivity, every beating, every hour of pain and fear. Is she alive? Klieg hesitates. "I don't know. No one who goes into a Tusken camp comes back." Anakin doesn't wait to hear more. He's already moving, reaching out with the Force to find her. They're southeast, 20 kilometers. The presence is faint, barely there, but it's her. He takes a speeder bike and races into the desert. The sun's beat down as he pushes the vehicle to its limits. The Force guides him across the dunes, through narrow canyons, always toward that fading light of his mother's presence. He finds the Tusken camp as the suns begin to set. Dozens of warriors move between hide tents. They're nomadic people, fierce and territorial. To them, moisture farmers are invaders, stealing precious water. But Anakin doesn't care about their perspective or their culture. They took his mother. He approaches without stealth, walking straight through their perimeter. The first Tusken to spot him raises a gaffy stick and shouts a warning. Anakin doesn't break stride. His lightsaber ignites, and the Tusken falls in two pieces. Alarm spreads through the camp. Warriors converge from all directions, their weapons raised. Anakin moves through them like a force of nature. His blade cuts through wooden weapons and flesh with equal ease. He doesn't duel them. He executes them. Quick, efficient, brutal. The Force guides every strike. A Tusken charges from behind. Anakin spins and decapitates him without looking. Tamor attack from the sides. He force pushes one into a tent pole hard enough to break his spine, and his lightsaber finds the other's chest. The camp descends into chaos. Some Tuskens try to flee. Others fight with desperate courage. It doesn't matter. Anakin cuts through them all. His face is a mask of concentration and rage. He reaches the largest tent and tears through the hide entrance. Inside, his mother hangs by her wrists, her body covered in bruises and cuts. Her face is swollen, almost beyond recognition. "Mom," his voice breaks. Her eyes flutter open. "Ani, is that you?" "I'm here, Mom. I'm going to get you out." He cuts her bonds and catches her as she falls. Her weight is almost nothing. They've starved her. "You look so handsome." "My son, my beautiful son, you became a Jedi, just like I always knew you would. Save your strength. We're leaving." "No." She coughs, and blood flecks her lips. "No, I don't think so. It's okay. I gotta see you one more time. You're all grown up. So strong, so good." "I'm so proud of you, Ani. You're not dying." "I won't let you." "I love you," she whispers. And then her hand falls from his face. Her eyes stay open, but the light leaves them. The presence he felt across the galaxy extinguishes like a candle. "Mom! Mom! Wake up, please." But she's gone. Anakin holds her body, and something fundamental inside him breaks. The grief is overwhelming, a tsunami that threatens to drown him. But the Force doesn't let him drown. It fills the broken places with something else. Rage, pure incandescent fury that makes his previous anger look like nothing. The Force pours into him, not with whispers, but with a roar. They did this. They took her, tortured her, killed her. While you followed the Jedi's rules, while you played soldier for the Republic, while you wasted time being what they wanted instead of what you needed to be, you could have saved her if you'd been stronger, if you'd embraced your power sooner. But it's not too late for justice. Anakin gently lays his mother's body down. He stands and walks out of the tent. The surviving Tuskens have regrouped. 50 of them stand ready, weapons raised. Their children hide behind them. Their females stand in defensive positions. They're preparing to die fighting. He doesn't draw his lightsaber. He simply raises his hands. The sky above darkens. Clouds gather from nowhere, swirling in a vortex. Lightning begins to crackle between them. The Tuscans look up in confusion and growing fear. This isn't a natural storm. Anakin feels the dark side flooding through him, but it doesn't feel like corruption. It feels like power, like justice, like the Force finally unleashing what he was always meant to be. Lightning arcs from his fingertips into the sky. The storm responds, growing stronger. And then it falls. Bolts of lightning rain down on the Tuscan camp like the judgment of angry gods. Tents explode. Bodies convulse and fall. The sand itself turns to glass from the heat. Anakin doesn't stop. He channels more and more power through himself until his whole body glows with electricity. The Tuscans scream and scatter, but there's nowhere to run. The storm is everywhere. Men fall, women fall. Even the children running in terror are struck down. Some part of Anakin knows this is wrong, that children are innocent. The journey back to Coruscant takes 3 days. Anakin buries his mother in the Tatooine desert near the homestead. Klieg offers prayers. Owen stands silent. Anakin feels empty. When he finally returns to the temple, he's brought directly to the council chambers. Every master is present. Their faces are grave. Obi-Wan stands to the side, his expression pained. Unauthorized, your mission to Tatooine was Yoda begins. Explain yourself, you must. The Force showed me my mother was dying. I went to save her. And did you save her? She was already dying when I arrived. I was too late. We are sorry for your loss, Plo Koon says gently. Losing a parent is never easy. Thank you, Master. What did you do after finding her, Anakin? Mace Windu asks. The question hangs in the air. Anakin meets his eyes. I found the ones who killed her, the entire Tuscan camp. And what did you do? I made them pay. All of them. How many, Anakin? All of them. Men, women, children. The entire camp. The council chamber falls into shocked silence. Even Obi-Wan's face goes pale. Anakin Skywalker, Mace Windu, stands slowly. You have committed murder, massacre, the slaughter of innocents. This is not justice. This is not the Jedi way. This is the path to the dark side. The Force guided me. No, the dark side guided you. You have been touched by it, corrupted. Master, you don't understand. The Force itself has been showing me the path. It's not the dark side or the light side. It's both. It's showing me true balance. That's not balance, Anakin. That's rationalization. You slaughtered children. Lost your way, you have, Yoda says sadly. Remove you from active duty. We must. Meditate on your actions. You should. Consider your place in this order. Something snaps inside Anakin. They're judging him, condemning him, just like the Force showed him they would. They don't understand. They'll never understand. And suddenly, standing there in the council chambers, he sees the vision again, more vivid than ever before. Mace Windu rising with his lightsaber drawn, Yoda declaring him too dangerous to live, Obi-Wan, forced to choose, the Masters advancing on him. The betrayal, it feels so real. He doesn't realize he's raising his hand until Force lightning erupts from his fingertips. The blast catches Mace Windu in the chest, throwing him backward through his seat. The other Masters react instantly. Ki-Adi-Mundi and Kit Fisto ignite their lightsabers. Plo Koon moves to a defensive stance. Yoda's eyes snap open wide. Anakin, stop this. Obi-Wan's voice cuts through the chaos, but Anakin barely hears it. The Force is roaring in his ears, drowning out everything else, amplifying his anger, his fear, his sense of betrayal. You were going to kill me. The Force showed me. I saw it. We were not. Stand down, Padawan. This is your last warning. But Anakin ignites his blue lightsaber and attacks. The battle in the council chambers erupts into chaos. Anakin moves with impossible speed, faster than he's ever moved before. The Force flows through him like a river, guiding every motion. He sees 3 moves ahead, predicts every counter. He's become something beyond a normal Jedi. Ki-Adi-Mundi rushes him first, his blue blade raised high. Anakin doesn't even parry. He extends his hand, and the Syrian Master flies backward, crashing through the council chamber window. Glass explodes outward. Ki-Adi-Mundi tumbles through the air and barely manages to catch himself with the Force. Clinging to the outside of the tower, Kit Fisto attacks from the left, his green blade flashing in a series of precise strikes. He's a master of form, his movements fluid like water. But Anakin reads each attack before it comes. He parries once, twice, then their blades lock. For a moment, they stand face to face. Then Anakin channels Force lightning directly through their connected sabers. Electricity courses through Kit Fisto's blade into his body. The Nautolan master screams and collapses, his lightsaber clattering across the floor. Plo Koon uses the Force to hurl chairs and debris at Anakin, trying to overwhelm him with projectiles. Anakin's lightsaber becomes a blur, cutting through everything. A piece of shrapnel grazes his cheek, drawing blood, but he doesn't slow. He reaches out with the Force, and all the debris reverses direction. Flying back at Plo Koon, the Keldor master raises a Force barrier, but the impact drives him to his knees. Mace Windu recovers and launches himself at Anakin with Vopid, his unique Form 7 that channels darkness back at its source. His purple blade moves in aggressive, unpredictable patterns. This is different. Mace is arguably the Council's best duelist. Their blades clash in a flurry of blue and purple. Sparks fly with each impact. Mace's face is set in grim determination. Every strike Anakin makes, Mace redirects. Every burst of dark power, Vopid channels back. They're evenly matched. For about 10 seconds, then Anakin does something unexpected. He doesn't use the dark side, he stops. In the middle of the duel, he opens himself to the Force in its totality, light and dark together, the full spectrum of its power. His eyes flash, not yellow like a Sith, but something else, something beyond. Mace Windu's Vopid has nothing to channel back. The technique is designed to use an opponent's darkness against them, but Anakin isn't using darkness. He's using everything. The confusion costs Mace a fraction of a second. Anakin's blade finds his shoulder. The Master of the Order falls with a cry of pain. Shaak Ti and CC-Teen rush into the chamber, having heard the commotion. They see their fellow masters fallen or wounded and don't hesitate. They attack together, coordinating their strikes. Anakin faces them both without fear. His lightsaber moves in patterns that shouldn't be possible. He parries Shaak Ti's strike, while simultaneously force-pushing CC-Teen into the wall hard enough to crack the stone. Shaak Ti tries to press her advantage, but Anakin is too fast. He ducks under her blade and sweeps her legs out from under her. Before she can recover, he has his lightsaber at her throat. He pauses. He could kill her. End this. But something holds him back. The Togruta master stares up at him with defiance and sorrow. Do it if you've truly fallen. Prove the dark side has claimed you. He deactivates his blade and steps back. I'm not fallen. I'm awake. More Jedi are coming. He can feel them throughout the temple, alerted by the disturbance. Dozens, maybe hundreds. If he stays, he'll have to kill them all, or die trying. Then Obi-Wan steps between him and the door. His face is streaked with tears, but his lightsaber is ignited. His stance is defensive. Anakin, please. His voice breaks. Don't make me do this, Master. Don't call me that. Not anymore. You've fallen, Anakin. I don't know what the Force has shown you, or what you think you're doing, but this is wrong. You've attacked the Council. Wounded our masters. This isn't you, isn't it? Maybe this is who I've always been, and you were just too blind to see it. You taught me everything I know. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. Past tense? Is that what this is? You've already decided I'm lost. Obi-Wan hesitates. I don't know what you are anymore. Then let me show you. Anakin attacks, and their duel begins. It's nothing like the clinical battle with the Council. This is personal. Every strike carries years of history. Obi-Wan taught Anakin everything he knows about Seresu, the defense of Form 3. He knows every technique, every stance, every counter. But Anakin has grown beyond those teachings. He mixes forms fluidly. Atoru's acrobatics, Jem So's power, Jujo's aggression. He's created something entirely his own. Their blades clash and lock. You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you like family. I love you too. That's why I can't let you stop me. You don't understand what I've seen. What the Force has shown me, the Force doesn't ask us to slaughter children. That was justice. They killed my mother. And what about the Jedi you've wounded today? What about Mace, Kit, Kiadamun? What justice is that? They were going to betray me. The Force showed me. No, your fear showed you. Your anger. This is the dark side, whispering lies. Anakin breaks the lock and channels a Force scream. The sonic blast shatters the remaining windows and sends Obi-Wan stumbling backward, blood trickling from his ears. But Obi-Wan is nothing if not resilient. He recovers and counters with a precision strike aimed at disarming Anakin. It almost works. The tip of his blade catches Anakin's hand, burning a line across his knuckles. Anakin drops his light. For a moment, he's defenseless. Obi-Wan moves to disarm him completely, to end this without killing his former Padawan. But Anakin reaches out with the Force, and his lightsaber flies back to his hand. More than that, Obi-Wan's lightsaber is torn from his grip and sent flying across the chamber. The roles reverse. Anakin stands armed while Obi-Wan is defenseless. Their eyes meet. Anakin raises his blade. "Do it," Obi-Wan says quietly. "If I've failed you so completely that this is what you've become, then do it. Prove that Anakin Skywalker is truly dead." The blade hovers an inch from Obi-Wan's throat. Anakin's hand shakes. His face contorts with emotion. Rage. Then he deactivates the lightsaber. "You haven't failed me, Master. The Jedi failed me. The Council failed me. But you? You always believed in me, even when no one else did. So, I'm giving you a chance. Watch what I become. See what the Force has in store for this galaxy. And then, judge me." He turns and runs. Obi-Wan tries to follow, but his legs give out. The Force scream damaged him more than he realized. He collapses against the wall, barely conscious. As Anakin disappears into the temple corridors, Anakin races through the Jedi Temple. Alarms blare. Jedi Knights and Padawans converge. "I found my mother dead, tortured and killed by Tuskens. And I killed them for it. All of them. Oh, Anakin, I'm so sorry. The Council tried to stop me from going to her, said it was desertion. And when I came back, they judged me, called me dark, said I'd fallen. And maybe they're right. Maybe I have. But if falling means being strong enough to protect the people I love, then I'll fall 1,000 times. Where are you? I can't tell you. It's safer if you don't know. Are you coming back? I don't know. Everything's changed. The Jedi will never take me back. The Council will call me rogue, hunt me. But Padam, you need to know something. Everything I've done, everything I'm going to do, it's to make sure what happened to my mother never happens to you. I can't lose you. You won't lose me. But I need you to promise me something. Don't let this power consume you. Don't let revenge and anger make you into something you're not. It's too late for that. Then come back from it. The galaxy needs heroes, not tyrants. I have to go. Stay safe. And Pad Mem, yes, I love you. I love you too. Be careful. The Cum goes silent. Anakin sits alone with his thoughts. Over the following weeks, Anakin moves through the Outer Rim like a ghost. He's careful, uses aliases, stays off the major hyperspace lanes. But he can't stay idle. The Force won't let him. It keeps showing him visions. Not of the future anymore, but of the present. Planets suffering under separatist occupation. Slavers operating with impunity in the lawless regions. Corrupt officials bleeding their worlds dry while the Republic debates sanctions. All the injustices the Jedi talk about, but never truly address. The Force whispers that he could fix it all, that with his power, he could bring real change. Not through committees or negotiations, but through action. Direct, immediate, effective action. His first target is Zag. The Zygerian slave empire operates openly in the Outer Rim, selling sentience like livestock. The Republic knows about it. The Jedi know about it. But politics and jurisdiction prevent them from acting. Anakin has no such restrictions. He arrives on Zygeria during the height of their auction season. Thousands of slaves are bought and sold daily in their capital city. Anakin walks through the markets, his hood up, watching the horror unfold. Families torn apart, children crying. The buyers examining merchandise with cold calculation. The rage builds in his chest. The Force amplifies it, uses it. When he reaches the central auction house, he drops the disguise. His lightsaber ignites. The Zygerian guards react with shock. A Jedi here. The Guild won't like this. I'm not a Jedi anymore, and the Guild is about to have a very bad day. The battle is swift and brutal. Anakin cuts through the guards like they're made of paper. The slave masters try to flee, but he hunts them down one by one. Force lightning arcs from his fingertips, frying their neural whips and shock collars. The slaves watch in stunned silence as their captors fall. When the last slave master dies, Anakin turns to the crowd of freed captives. You're free. All of you, find ships. Get off this world. And if anyone tries to stop you, tell them, Anakin Skywalker said, you walk as free beings. Word of what happened on Zagaria spreads like wildfire. The Zygerian Queen puts a bounty on his head. The Jedi Council issues a warrant for his arrest, calling him a rogue and a danger. The Republic Senate debates whether he's a terrorist or a vigilante. But in the slave pens and work camps across the Outer Rim, a different story spreads. The story of a Jedi who abandoned his order to actually help people, who had the power to make a difference and used it. Slaves begin to whisper his name like a prayer. Anakin Skywalker. The Liberator. His next target is Ord Mantell. The world is controlled by a crime syndicate called the Black Sun. They traffic in spice, weapons, and sentience. Their leaders live in luxury, while the population starves. The Republic says Ord Mantell is outside their jurisdiction. The Jedi say it's not their mandate to interfere in local governance. Anakin says they're both cowards, hiding behind excuses. He infiltrates Black Sun's fortress alone. His abilities with the Force have grown even stronger since leaving the Order. He doesn't just sense danger, he predicts it. Guards post around corners might as well be holding signs announcing their positions. Security systems fail before he reaches them. Doors unlock at his approach. It's like the Force itself is rolling out a path before him. He finds the Black Sun leaders in their council chamber. 9 of them, crime lords who've built empires on suffering. They see him enter and reach for weapons. Too late, he raises his hand, and all 9 are lifted into the air, gasping. You've built your wealth on the backs of the helpless. Exploited the weak because you thought no one would stop you. A Twi'lek named Zamet grunts it, the syndicate's head, chokes out words. The Republic has no authority here. I'm not the Republic. Their bodies crumple. He leaves them hanging as a message. When word spreads that Black Sun's leadership is dead, the crime syndicate fragments. Local resistance groups emerge from hiding and seize control. Within weeks, Ord Mantell begins to heal, but the Jedi Council is horrified. Obi-Wan brings holovids of Anakin's actions before the Masters. This is what he's become, an assassin. A killer who decides who lives and dies based on his own judgment. He executed 9 people without trial. Without due process, he's acting as judge, jury, and executioner. And yet, Plo Koon says quietly, still recovering from his injuries, the people of Ord Mantell celebrate him as a hero. Streets that were controlled by gangs are now safe. Children who were being recruited into crime are going to school. Perhaps his methods are brutal, but are the results not what we claim to want? The ends don't justify the means, Mace Windu argues. He's embraced the dark side. No, Yoda says slowly. Embraced the dark side, he has not. Feel it. I do. More complicated, this is. The Force itself moves through him, light and dark together. Seen this before, I have in ancient texts. The gray? What gray? Shakti asks. Those who walked the middle path rejected the dogma of Jedi and Sith both, used the Force in its totality. Dangerous they were, powerful beyond measure, but also unpredictable. Some became great heroes. Others became terrible tyrants. Always they reshaped the galaxy around them. Then we need to stop him, Mace insists, before he becomes the latter. Stop him. Yoda shakes his head. Stop the Force itself. Can we? Chosen by it, Skywalker has been. For good or ill, his path is set. Watch we must, and pray he chooses wisely. Anakin's legend grows. He appears on worlds in crisis and tips the balance, sometimes violently, sometimes just through his presence. Crime lords abandon operations when they hear he's coming. Slavers flee their compounds. Separatist outposts surrender rather than face him. But there's a cost. Each use of power pulls him further from the boy he was. The line between justice and revenge blurs. On Ryloth again, he confronts a Twi'lek crime boss who's been forcing his own people into slavery. The man begs for mercy, swears he'll change. Anakin sees the lie, feels it in the Force. He kills him anyway. Later, staring at his hands, he wonders if the man might have been telling the truth. If given a chance, could he have changed? The doubt doesn't last long. The Force shows him a vision of what would have happened if he'd shown mercy. The crime boss returning to his old ways, more Twi'leks sold into bondage, families destroyed. The vision justifies his action, but he's starting to realize something disturbing. Every time he doubts himself, the Force provides a vision that validates whatever he just did. Every time he considers showing mercy, it shows him why that would be a mistake. It's always guiding him toward the same choice. The violent one, the brutal one, the one that involves him using his power. He begins to understand what Yoda meant. The Force isn't dark or light. It simply is. But it has will. Incomprehensible, alien will that shapes the galaxy according to patterns he can barely glimpse. And he's not wielding it. It's wielding him. The realization should terrify him. Instead, he makes peace with it. Because what choice does he have? The power is there. The injustices are real, and someone needs to act, even if that action is guided by a cosmic force beyond morality or mercy. Then comes the day everything changes. Anakin receives an encrypted message from a source he doesn't recognize. He almost deletes it. Then he sees the signature. Satisfaction. The crime syndicate shouldn't exist anymore, but apparently one branch survived, and they have information. He accesses the message. Skywalker, you've been hunting criminals and liberators for months, making quite a name for yourself, but you're not asking the right questions. Who started this war? Who profits from it? Who stands to gain from the galaxy tearing itself apart? There's a name you need to know. Chancellor Palpatine. Look closer at him. Really, look. You'll find he's not what he seems. The message includes encrypted files, data, communications, financial records. Anakin spends hours reviewing them, and the picture that emerges is staggering. Palpatine has connections to the Separatist leadership, hidden accounts that fund both sides of the war, communications with Count Dooku that suggest coordination rather than conflict. Either Palpatine is a traitor or the dark side. He's Sith. Everything clicks into place. The war orchestrated, the Republic manipulated. The Jedi deployed like pawns, all of it planned by a Sith Lord hiding in plain sight. Anakin's first instinct is rage. His second is to act. He sets course for Coruscant. The vision finally ends. Anakin sits in his meditation chamber, shaking. The knowledge sits heavy in his chest like a stone. Everything he believed about himself was a lie. Not a lie, he told himself. A lie, the Force told him. A cosmic deception spanning his entire life. He wants to rage, to scream, to reject the Force entirely. But he can't. It's too deeply embedded in him now. He is the Force, and the Force is him. Trying to separate them would be like trying to separate water from ocean. He stands and walks to the meditation chamber's window. Looks out at Coruscant. The city glitters with 1 trillion lights, each light a life. Each life a story. All of them affected by his rule. Some for better, some for worse. He freed slaves. That was real. He ended corruption. That mattered. He brought order to chaos. That helped people. But did he do it? Or did the Force do it through him? Where does Anakin end and the vessel begin? Can that distinction even be made anymore? He thinks about the ancient vessels he saw in the vision. Some of them probably thought they were doing good too. Probably believed they were heroes. And maybe they were. Maybe being a puppet doesn't negate the good you accomplish. Maybe the manipulation doesn't erase the impact. Or maybe it does. Maybe nothing means anything if you're not really choosing it. If every good deed is guided by cosmic strings, is it really good? Or is it just the Force playing with itself, reshaping galaxies according to patterns mortals can't comprehend? He doesn't have answers, only questions. And the terrible certainty that he's trapped in a cycle he can't break. A sound behind him. He turns. Padram stands in the doorway. She wasn't invited? Slipped past his guards somehow. Or they let her pass. Even they know she's one of the few people who can reach him. You look like you've seen something terrible, she says softly. I have the truth. About everything. About what I am. What the Force made me. She enters the room slowly. Crosses to him. Looks out at the same view. Tell me he does. Explains the vision. The cycle. The ancient vessels. The realization that he's just the latest iteration of a cosmic pattern. The knowledge that everything he thought was his choice was guided. That he's not special, not unique, just used. When he finishes, Padma's quiet for a long time. Then, does it change anything? What does knowing this change what you've done? The good or the bad? No, the slaves are still freed. The corrupt officials are still punished. The galaxy still prospers and suffers under my rule. Then maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you are the Force's vessel. But you're also Anakin Skywalker, the boy from Tatooine, my husband, Luke and Leia's father. Those things are real too. Even if the Force guided you, you still made choices. You could have embraced the dark side completely, become another Palpatine. But you didn't. You tried to do good. That has to count for something, does it? If every good deed was manipulated into me, yes, because intention matters. You intended to help. The Force might have amplified that intention, guided it, even created it. But it was yours. You own it. Along with the terrible things you've done, the people you've killed, the fear you inspire. Those are yours too. All of it. The good and the bad. You can't claim the power without claiming the responsibility. Her words cut through the despair. She's right. Knowing he was manipulated doesn't absolve him. He still chose. Even if the choices were guided, he made them. He's responsible. For all of it, the freed slaves and the executed prisoners, the prosperous worlds and the fearful citizens, the empire he built and the souls he destroyed building it. It's all his. He looks at Pam, really looks at her. She's aged. Stress has carved lines in her face, added gray to her hair. Being connected to him, even tangentially, has cost her. But she's here, still trying to reach him, still believing there's something worth saving. Why do you stay? I left the Jedi. I rule through fear. I've become everything we used to fight against. Why do you keep trying to save me? Because you're not beyond saving. You've done terrible things, but you're still the man who freed the slaves on Tatooine, who weeps when he thinks about his mother, who holds our children like they're made of glass. That man still exists, buried under all this power and destiny, but still there. I don't know if I can find him again. Then let me help you look. She takes his hand. He feels the warmth of her skin, the reality of her presence. For just a moment, the Force recedes. The cosmic manipulation fades, and he's just a man holding his wife's hand. It won't last. He knows that. The Force is too deeply embedded. The power is too great. The responsibility is too heavy. But for this moment, he's not the vessel. He's Anakin, and that's enough years continue to pass. Luke and Leia grow into teenagers. They're Force-sensitive, both of them, but they heed his warnings, question their instincts, resist the pull of destiny. Maybe they'll succeed where he failed, maybe not, but he's given them the knowledge he never had, the choice he was never offered. He's not unique. He's not special. He's just the latest iteration of a pattern that will repeat forever. The forces will made manifest through disposable vessels. He's won the galaxy, and it means nothing, because he was never fighting for himself. He was fighting for the Force, always since he was a child, with dreams of freeing slaves and helping people. Every choice guided, every emotion amplified, every vision carefully calculated to push him toward this moment. He's the most powerful being in the galaxy, and he's completely trapped. He stands and walks to the window. Below him, Coruscant glitters with lights, trillions of beings living under his rule, prospering because of his power, suffering because of his methods. He's given them order. He's given them security. He's given them a galaxy reshaped by his vision. But at what cost? His mother dead, his master lost, his love and children hidden from him, his soul consumed by the very power he thought would let him save everyone. The prophecy was right. He is the chosen one. But not because he brought balance to the Force, because he is the Force's perfect vessel, light and dark in equal measure. Power and purpose merged into a single being that reshapes the galaxy according to patterns older than civilization. And when his purpose is served, the Force will find another. The cycle will continue, maybe in his children, maybe in their children. The Force will always need a vessel. He spent so long believing he was special, that his power meant something, that his choices mattered. But standing here, at the apex of power with the entire galaxy under his control, he finally understands. He's not powerful. He's possessed, not free. He's a puppet. The Force didn't groom him for greatness. It groomed him for service, and he served perfectly. Behind him, the door opens. Pod enters. She's older now. The years have been hard on her, but she's still beautiful, still brave. She's come to plead for the release of political prisoners. She does this every few months. Sometimes he grants her requests. Sometimes he doesn't. They look at each other across the room. Once lovers, now strangers. "You look tired," she says. "I am, but there's always more to do. Is it worth it?" All of this, the empire you've built, the peace you've enforced. Is it worth what you've become? He doesn't answer for a long time. Then, quietly, no. So why continue? Because what choice do I have? Step down. Let the galaxy fall back into chaos. All of this was for nothing. If I stop now, maybe it's already nothing. Maybe the only choice that matters is the one where you remember who you were and decide to be that person again. It's too late for that. I'm not that person anymore. Then maybe it's time to become someone new. She leaves, and Anakin stands alone in his throne room, the weight of the galaxy on his shoulders. The Force whispers that she's wrong, that his purpose is vital, that the galaxy needs him. But for the first time, he wonders if the Force is lying. Not out of malice, but because it simply doesn't understand. It's a tool using a tool. A force of nature channeling through a vessel who once had hopes and dreams and love. Somewhere, in the deepest part of himself that the Force hasn't consumed, Anakin Skywalker still exists. Still remembers being a boy who wanted to free slaves. Still remembers loving his mother. Still remembers the first time he saw Padmé and thought she was an angel. That boy is dying. Has been dying for years. Soon he'll be gone completely. And all that will remain is the vessel. The Force's perfect puppet. The chosen one, who was never allowed to choose. He sits on his throne and rules the galaxy. And wonders if power was worth the price. The answer, he suspects, is no. But it's too late to go back. It's been too late since he was 9 years old and the Force first whispered his name. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.